Happy Sunday morning to you. If you thought yesterday morning was a cool one, wait until you head out the door today. Some folks, especially in our north, waking up right now in the upper 40s to lower 50s for much of the Tampa Bay area. But then you got Tampa and St. Pete still in those lower to mid 60s. It's a bit of a clear and crisp start right now, but I am tracking some greater changes in your forecast. We'll walk you through it day by day and help you make those Easter Sunday plans coming up.
Breaking overnight, Easter Sunday attacks. Multiple coordinated explosions at several hotels and churches in Sri Lanka, killing more than 100 people and injuring many more. This morning, what we know about who's behind it. Also this morning, you recycle your plastics, but what about your old food? Well, it's good to know a local pantry is putting your leftovers to good use. Plus, we've got you covered, kiddos, all the places you can find an Easter bunny and some eggs near you this morning. Good morning to you on this Sunday, April 24th, 2019, Easter Sunday. You are up on the bright side. We thank you so much for waking up with us. I'm Josh Sidorowitz.
And I'm meteorologist Natalie Ferrari. Getting my bearings still on Sunday morning.
I was going to say.
I went back in time. But it does feel like it did yesterday, just a little bit colder. Like, I know a lot of folks.
Let's not use the word cold.
Yesterday
here.
when I was doing a Facebook Live right after the show, I had several folks, of course, a lot that lived north of I-4,
Sure.
but a lot of them were just like, it's freezing. And I'm like, ooh, you thought yesterday was freezing.
Come on now.
Layer up, kiddos.
It's comfortable. It's very
it feels
comfortable.
fantastic.
I think it does too. Perfect to be heading out to maybe your Easter Sunday plans this morning.
It's going to be great for all the Easter egg hunts. The kids, they will be running around very, very quickly, just really soaking in this gorgeous weather. I mean, it's to the point where we're barely seeing any cloud cover out there. Yes, we are going to have a few high clouds streaming through our southern counties, mainly well south of Polk County, but that's really going to be about it. Plenty of bright blue skies, and temperatures are reflecting how clear it is, because usually when you have clear skies and a dry air mass coming in, that allows those overnight temperatures to plummet. And since we had a cold front come through late last week, that's only added to the mix. A lot of us starting off area-wide in the 50s. This morning, sunrise officially here. Don't forget, if you are able to snap a photo of what it looks like in your neighborhood with the gorgeous weather, use the hashtag #SunTo10. We'd love to see what it looks like for you on this Easter Sunday. And it's going to be a fantastic one. I mean, we'll warm up gradually, making our way into the 60s by your brunch time plans, and then 70s taking over this afternoon. I do think it'll get a little bit warmer than it did yesterday, but crystal clear, and that is a trend that actually will stick around for a few days. We'll walk you through any changes and some rain chances in the forecast coming up.
Let's get straight to that 10 news alert. We are following multiple coordinated explosions rocking several hotels and churches in Sri Lanka on this Easter Sunday. This is happening in Sri Lanka's capital, Colombo, which is a popular site for tourists. Other explosions happening at a church in Negombo. That is a majority Catholic town north of the capital. Here's what we know. At least 138 people are dead. Nearly 500 are injured. There were a total of at least 6 blasts. Two people are suspected to have, 2 of those blasts expected to have been carried out by suicide bombers. That is according to a security official. So far, though, no group has claimed responsibility for these blasts. We are updating new information as we get it, posting it to WTSP.com. It is something likely to be on the minds of many here in Tampa Bay. As you wake up, you prepare to perhaps head to your own Easter morning services. 10 News reporter Bo Zimmer is live at St. Mark's Episcopal Church in Citrus Park for their sunrise service where, Bo, I imagine this is striking a chord with parishioners there.
Absolutely, Josh. Obviously, this is a holy day for anyone who is a Christian here across the Tampa Bay area or around the world. Normally, they would be holding their services here in the main sanctuary, but because it's Easter, we've got a special sunrise service going on right now outside, and I want to give you a look outside as these worshipers are in the middle of their service here on Easter Sunday. Obviously an emotional day for folks here as they wake up and learn the news of everything that happened overnight over in Sri Lanka, these bombings that have really impacted the entire Christian faith. I can tell you that they have acknowledged it this morning. This particular sunrise service focusing more on Easter and also the fires that we had earlier earlier in the week over in Paris at the Notre Dame, but there is actually a family here at this particular church from Sri Lanka. They are expected to baptize their little boy later this morning, and so we hope to hear more from them and the impact this is having on the folks here in Tampa Bay as they work to celebrate Easter Sunday, but with very, very heavy hearts. Josh?
No doubt. All right, Bo Zimmer live in Citrus Park. Thank you for that. Well, as you get your Sunday going, let's get you in the know with some of the other news to keep on your radar here. We'll start in Manatee County. That is where detectives are investigating a deadly road rage encounter as a potential stand-your-ground shooting. Happened on Buckeye Road, that's near US 301, right at the Hillsborough-Manatee County line. Detectives say a driver saw a pickup truck driving erratically. He pulled a U-turn to get the license plate number, but that is when the driver of the pickup apparently pulled over, started arguing, took out a gun. The man trying to get the tag number pulled out his gun as well, shooting and killing that other driver.
At that point, he became in fear of his life and wasn't really expecting the other driver to be aggressive the way that he's describing to us. And unfortunately, we have 2 guns involved and 1 person dead. The
sheriff says the shooter called 911 right away and is cooperating, but nobody else witnessed the shooting. So right now, they're relying solely on that shooter's word. The medical examiner will perform an autopsy on the man who was shot and killed. This morning, we are learning a tire blowout led to this rollover crash on I-4, killing the driver. Florida Highway Patrol troopers say that the Chevy SUV was heading west. It was past Branch Forbes Road when the tire blew. The driver and a woman not wearing their seatbelts were ejected. That woman and her 2 children who were also in the vehicle, we're told, are recovering in the hospital this morning. In Kansas, a zookeeper is recovering after being mauled by a Sumatran tiger. According to officials at the Topeka Zoo, the 2 should have never wound up in the same space to begin with. The zookeeper is in critical condition, but she is expected to survive. There are no plans as of yet to euthanize that animal. Well, parishioners would normally be celebrating Easter Mass at Notre Dame, but instead they are attending Easter Vigil Mass at nearby Saint-Sulpice in Paris. This comes after the fire Monday, of course, at the historic Notre Dame Cathedral. Inside the packed Saint-Sulpice, the congregation held candles, providing the only light for the first half of the Mass. And of course, for the kiddos this morning, Easter Sunday at your house might mean a visit from the Easter Bunny, Natalie, right? You got a basket growing up, didn't you?
I did. I actually was so bummed waking up, dark and early this morning, be like, oh, Ma, where's my basket? Yeah. Happy Easter to everyone here across the Tampa Bay area and your loved ones. There's a lot of things lined up this weekend to celebrate, and we want to take a moment to get you in the holiday spirit. Brightside social media anchor Jabari Thomas takes us beyond the headlines as we talk about a different side of Easter.
Have you ever wondered where the Easter Bunny came from? Turns out he's German. Our fluffy-tailed friend hopped on board ships filled with German immigrants and caught a ride to Pennsylvania in the 1700s. After setting up shop for a few years, he gathered up his basket of eggs and made his way all over the country. But how did a rabbit end up as the holiday's mascot in the first place? You can thank the power of symbolism, my friends. For as long as we can remember, bunnies have been an ancient symbol of fertility and new life. Because if there's one thing rabbits are good at, it's, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Anyway, bunnies aren't the only animal hanging around on Easter. In certain parts of Germany, you can get your Easter eggs delivered by a fox. And that's nothing compared to Switzerland. The Swiss get a visit from a cuckoo bird. So there you have it. Happy Easter.
And obviously the holiday is a huge part of the Christian faith, but it's interesting to see where some of those other symbols came from.
I had no idea. A cuckoo bird.
Cuckoo bird.
Right. Well, hey, the Easter egg, of course, another one of those symbols, and we've got a ton of Easter egg hunts happening today across our area. The 27th annual ginormous Easter egg hunt, that is happening at Coachman Park in downtown Clearwater. That starts at 11, runs until 2 this afternoon. There are more than 25,000 candy-filled eggs to be found. There's also pony rides, a petting zoo, face painting, a whole lot more. The Easter Bunny, we're told, will be wandering around for photos as well. And here's a twist on the traditional Easter egg hunt. How about an underwater scavenger hunt? It's at the Florida Aquarium. Kids will get clues to find the numbered eggs hidden throughout all of the exhibits that are there. There's also a special prize if you find all of the eggs, and there is even a chance to take your picture with a scuba diving Easter bunny. That starts
Whoa.
this morning.
Will that guy be in the
I
team
hope
for the
he's
bunnies?
not there as
Oh,
well with
dear.
the bunny.
Oh my.
That starts at 9:30 this morning. And today it is the Easter extravaganza at USF. There will be 20,000 eggs filled with candy spread out on the practice field. There's a ton more events, of course, listed on our website as well right now, WTSP.com. Well, you know, at first glance, this might look like a man wrestling a gator, but the real story will have you saying, what the Florida? (7:13) on your Easter Sunday. I'm Josh Sidorowitz.
And I'm meteorologist Natalie Ferrari. Beautiful start to the sunrise.
I mean, I have no words. I'm speechless.
So weather centers usually never have windows at all, so I had to go to the other side of the building, and it was like, you know,
Counterintuitive.
like, you know, at all. So I went to the other side of the building, looked out the window, it's still just before sunrise, and I'm not a single cloud in sight, crystal clear, but that's the reason it got so chilly for a lot of us.
Chilly.
Chilly.
She says chilly. I say comfortable. Maybe you say cold. I don't know.
I had a couple folks getting on me because they're like, Natalie, picture perfect, it's freezing. And I'm like, ooh, barely 60.
Y'all, come on.
Says the one from the Midwest, but okay. In the meantime, let's talk about how cool things were yesterday. We actually made the latest for you as the week goes on.
I like that. Just a nice day. On the graphic there. A nice day. Well, the NFL draft is coming up this Thursday in Nashville, and the Bucs, they've got the 5th pick in the first round. At the top of their list, defensive end Montez Sweat. So who is he, and what could he do for the team? Justin Granite's got everything you need to know.
With my family. So Sweat won't be there. Our Ryan Bass will be. We're going to have live coverage from Nashville starting on Thursday.
Oh yes, it is that time once again. A couple stories here that are going to make you ask, what the Florida?
Do tell.
Do tell. So listen to this. A high school student in Miami arrested earlier this month for trying a wrestling move on the school's principal.
Oh, okay.
We don't recommend that.
Okay.
So he was arrested for that. Then he's arrested again, this time for vandalizing property at a mall. You can see, oh boy, the 18-year-old shirtless grabbing a display gator. Jeez Louise. Jumping into a shallow pond. This is all inside the mall. He then pretends to wrestle the gator, causing nearly $3,700 in damage. Unclear what impact these new charges will have on his previous case.
Should someone tell him that WrestleMania will be in town?
boy.
And you could witness this? You don't have to actually reenact it yourself?
Someone's mom is really proud this morning. Well done, kid.
Oh dear. And Josh, how do you like do you like spaghetti?
I like spaghetti.
And what kind of how do you eat it? I guess what's your technique?
How do
should
I
say?
eat it?
Yes.
With
how
a
folks have
fork,
the-
preferably with a fork.
You know, the folks have the fork.
Oh, I
and
don't do the
spoon.
fancy.
They cut it.
I'm just a fork guy.
Yeah, same here. Well, depending on your technique, some people might better served doing it in the privacy of their own home, like this guy from Naples.
Oh boy.
Penn Badgett was arrested earlier this month at an Olive Garden. There were a couple issues, though. First of all, he was shirtless. He was shoving pasta into his mouth with his hands.
Is that a crime?
That's a technique, of course. However, police say he was drunk.
Okay, that's a crime.
They gave him some paper towels to clean up before driving him off to jail. So, yeah, that's
it was the public intoxication that was the issue.
is severely problematic in the situation.
Though maybe being a sloppy eater should be a misdemeanor in some cases.
Good thing a lot of people don't see me eat at home. Have you ever seen me with a thing of wings and some
She'd
ranch?
be behind bars. All right. Well, recycling plastic is great, but how good are you when it comes to recycling your food, like spaghetti? when you think about recycling, food might not be the first thing that comes to mind. That rotten fruit in your fridge can't go in the big blue bin, so it usually winds up in the trash, right? But Brightside's Jenny Dean shows you how a local food pantry has found a way to put that putrid produce to good use.
Each day, more than 100 people come to the St. Pete Free Clinic for groceries.
It's such a huge need. There are 1 in 7 adults that are chronically hungry in the Pinellas County area and 1 in 4 children.
Being able to offer fresh produce is something they are particularly proud of.
I think it's so important because it's a healthier option.
That recycling is much bigger and much more than a blue bin.
Great idea. All right, time now, 7:26. Let's go out to Bo Zimmer. He is live at Citrus Park at a sunrise service there with what he's working on for our next half hour. Good morning to you, Bo.
Yeah, hey there, the Christian community.
Developing this morning, a day of worship rocked by deadly explosions in Sri Lanka. We have new information just in on what authorities know about these blasts. Plus, just when we thought that we were out of the woods, the flu is making a comeback. And climb, crawl, swing, zip on the top of the trees. It is all part of an adventure encouraging you to keep your head in the clouds. It is 7:30 here on this Easter Sunday, April 21st, 2019. Good morning to you. You are up on the bright side. I'm Josh Sidorowitz.
And I'm meteorologist Natalie Ferrari, kicking things off on this beautiful Sunday morning.
You might need a jacket.
You didn't need a jacket.
I don't need a jacket. I got shorts on.
But a lot of us Floridians need the jacket, especially for the kids, as you head out the door on this Sunday morning. What are the temperatures looking like? Where that and what you can expect for those rain chances late in the week coming up.
We continue to follow this 10 News alert. At least 138 people are dead, nearly 500 others injured after multiple explosions rocked 3 churches holding Easter services in Sri Lanka. 3 high-end hotels were also hit. Sri Lanka is, of course, in South Asia. Some of the explosions are in the nation's capital of Colombo, others at a church in Negombo. This is a majority Catholic town just north of the capital. Now, 2 of the blasts are suspected to have been carried out by suicide bombers. That is according to a security official there. Police immediately sealed off the areas. No one has claimed responsibility yet for these attacks. Here at home, many of you are waking up and maybe heading to your own Easter services this morning. 10 News reporter Bo Zimmer is live at St. Mark's Episcopal Church in Citrus Park, where these awful attacks, I imagine, are on the minds of people there. Are they coming up in the service this morning, Bo?
Yeah, good morning, Josh. Yeah, the folks here are just learning about these attacks that happened overnight, just like the rest of us. And of course, with heavy hearts on a day that is so important, knowing the pain and suffering going on back home. Josh?
And what a coincidence. It'll be interesting too, Bo, if you get a chance perhaps to speak with them later this morning. All right, we'll see you in about a half hour. Thanks so much. Bo Zimmer live in Citrus Park for us. In the meantime, Easter Mass will go on as planned at a church in Brandon this morning. That is despite being badly damaged by fire earlier this week. Members of the New Testament Church watched as investigators, they tried to figure out what started Thursday night's fire. All of the damage luckily was contained to the church's fellowship hall, and that building is separate from the sanctuary. We don't know yet what caused the fire. Today's Easter service there, that begins at 10 o'clock. Developing now, a deadly road rage encounter is being investigated as a potential stand-your-ground shooting. This happened in Parrish on Buckeye Road near US 301 at the Hillsborough-Manatee County line. 2 drivers, they started arguing after one of them apparently thought the other was driving erratically and then tried to get the license plate number off that truck. Well, one man pulled out a gun, the other took out his gun and fired, killing the man. The sheriff says the shooter called 911 right away and is cooperating. 3 members of the same family killed in Haines City last week remembered at a vigil last night. Several people came out to pay their respects to Bella Fresnel, her mother, Jenny Normal, and grandmother, Nicole Giume. Police say Ernst Cherizard, the man you see here, shot the 6-year-old and the 2 women last week at their apartment. Cherizard was the mother's boyfriend, a close family friend of the victims. She says she wants to focus on the good times she spent with them.
She always laughing.
Well, that friend tells us that Sherazard was abusive toward his girlfriend. He turned himself into police last weekend, but only after, they say, he posted an apology to Facebook and took off to South Florida. He's facing 3 first-degree murder charges. This morning, 3 people are safe and back on dry land after being rescued by the Coast Guard. Their 25-foot boat capsized in Clearwater Pass. This happened yesterday afternoon. You see the pictures here. The good news, we are told that all of them were wearing their life jackets. A health alert for you this morning. The flu is rebounding at the end of the season. Doctors are suddenly seeing more cases involving a serious strain of the flu. The CDC says that older adults especially need to be careful. Flu season can last until as late as May. Pinellas Park Police say they need your help to find a missing service dog. Take a good look here. This is Daisy. She was in a car that was part of a rollover crash at 34th Street and 62nd Avenue and was last seen running south away from that crash. We are told that she is microchipped, so if you see her in your neighborhood, give Pinellas Park Police a call. And let's take a look at some of the other things happening across Tampa Bay today. It is Easter, so there will be plenty to do in the Bay Area like this. It's the 27th annual ginormous Easter egg hunt at Coachman Park in downtown Clearwater. Starts at 11, runs until 2 this afternoon. Kids can gather up more than 25,000 candy-filled eggs. The hunt starts at 12:30. There's also pony rides, a petting zoo, face painting, and of course the Easter Bunny, we're told, will be wandering around to take pictures. Hey, how about this? The Florida Aquarium putting a twist on a traditional Easter festivity with an underwater Easter egg scavenger hunt. How it'll work, kids will get clues to help them find the numbered eggs that are hidden throughout the exhibits. There's even a special prize if you find all of the eggs. And how about this? There's even a photo opportunity with a scuba diving Easter bunny. Hopefully the shark is not in there with the bunny. That starts this morning at 9:30. And today it is the Easter Egg Extravaganza at USF. There will be 20,000 eggs filled with candy spread out on the practice field. There's a ton more Easter stuff as well. We've got all of that listed on our website, WTSP.com. And more than 250 artists from across the nation will be at Vinoy Park for the Mainsail Art Festival in St. Pete. This is a big one. There's activities for kids, a food court, live entertainment. It is all free, and it starts at 9 this morning.
My favorite word, free, and it's
love it.
Fantastic.
And it's fantastic outside, yeah. Well, it has been a week since Tiger Woods won the Masters, and if you were wondering what he's up to now, well, luckily, rest assured, there is the official Tiger Tracker Twitter account keeping tabs on the golfer.
Yeah, just a few days ago, Tiger was spotted at his Florida restaurant, the Woods Jupiter, and he was sporting his brand new jacket, of course, brand new green jacket. Pretty fancy there, huh? Josh from Jupiter, Florida, originally shared this post on Instagram. He ran into Woods at his own restaurant. Honestly, though, you gotta check this out. The best part about this picture, maybe that little girl there who didn't seem interested at all.
So unimpressed.
Or she's like, hey, where's one get that jacket?
Yo, Tiger, give me one of my size, huh?
That accent too.
Yeah, that's how she talks. She's from Brooklyn, maybe? I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know either, but I appreciate it.
Was my default little girl accent. All right. Well, hey, if running isn't your thing, tree hoppers, maybe just for you. Well, hey, if you're looking for a little adventure, Brightside reporter Sean Stryker definitely found something for you. It is an outdoor adventure park in Dade City that lets you climb through the trees at night.
I got my head.
That is very cool.
I need to sign up for this immediately.
And add another to the list, your growing list of ideas from Brightside Weekend.
I absolutely love it. That's going to be a whole lot of fun, especially on a week like this, where it's going to be just bright and beautiful. The trees will kind of be like a canopy over you, and it'll just be comfortable.
Thank you.
Comfortable.
I've been saying it all morning.
It does. I think it feels great just because it's drier. That's all I ask for.
You get rid of the mugginess, and that makes a whole world of a difference.
Which I understand when we live on the coast. There's going to be some mugginess.
What? No, why?
But we have times like this where we can get spoiled, and that's exactly what we're getting to enjoy. Let's take you live outside right now, down to the south. I'm taking you to Sarasota at this hour. Not a whole lot of cloud cover in place. If anything, I've been seeing a few high clouds occasionally, mainly a couple of days.
Twist our arm, why don't you? Time now, 7:48. Let's take a look at what is trending right now. So, Universal Orlando's newest addition to Harry Potter World is exciting Potter fans all over. Are you?
I'm a huge Universal Studios fan, like just the entire theme park.
Have you been to?
I haven't been in years, and I definitely haven't been to these new attractions.
So this is Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. It doesn't open until June 13th, but the theme park just released a first look at the ride here that you'll see, and that's pretty cool.
You know, even just looking, that's a really crystal clear look there. Just kind of looking at their face, I know it's not in any way the same species. It reminds me a lot of their King Kong ride they used to have there.
Oh, yeah. So they announced that you'll see the Fluffy, of course, the three-headed dog. You'll see mischievous Cornish pixies, the perilous plant, devil's snare, a centaur, the creature with a human head, and finally, blast-ended Scroots. I'm not a Potter fan, as you might have guessed from all.
You're crushing it, though.
That was sarcasm.
No, really.
Okay, so that looks like fun,
These
right?
are a little terrifying.
Is that fun?
They're pretty terrifying looking, too. Like, I want to go on this ride immediately.
I'm trying to picture, they look, all right. I can't picture what this ride is actually going to be yet, so that's...
Terrifying. Something else getting a lot of buzz.
The Return of the Force.
Return of the Force. Dun, dun, dun. The final installment of the Skywalker saga is called Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. The first trailer is out now. This film will wrap up the movie trilogy, a space story that began 42 years ago. Thanks to unused footage, it will include an appearance by the late Carrie Fisher. Wow. It's going to be incredible. The Rise of Skywalker hits theaters on December 20th.
That is so cool that Carrie Fisher will.
I love it, absolutely love it. And I knew this was going to be huge, and I knew that this was actually even coming up the trailer because all of my friends who are huge Star Wars fans, first thing I ended up on Facebook the moment it was released. And then you have Natalie the moment the new Lion King trailers are released.
Yeah, we all remember that last week. All right, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back after this.
Just keeping it real.
Time now is 7:53. Let's take a look at your headlines here this morning. New numbers in, the number dead now up to at least 190 people. Nearly 500 others are injured following multiple explosions rocking 3 churches holding Easter services in Sri Lanka. We know 3 high-end hotels were also hit. Authorities are now putting a curfew in effect from 6 at night to 6 in the morning. 2 of the blasts are suspected to have been carried out by suicide bombers. No group has claimed responsibility so far. A deadly road rage encounter, potentially a stand-your-ground shooting now. It happened in Paris. 2 drivers got into a heated argument after one of them thought the other was driving erratically, tried to get the license plate number. Well, one man pulled out a gun, the other took out his and fired, killing the man. The 27th annual ginormous Easter egg hunt is happening at Coachman Park in downtown Clearwater this morning. It starts at 11. There are more than 25,000 candy-filled eggs to be found. And the Easter Bunny will also be wandering around for photos.
Cool video.
We were talking about spaghetti earlier. And do you have anything that's more favorite than spaghetti?
The mostest favorite.
The mostest favorite?
Wings. Hot buffalo wings.
Oh, I would have thought.
Doused in sauce.
I was expecting you to say pizza.
And a huge side of ranch. Pizza's right there next to it, too.
Ranch.
Extra cheese.
Are you from the Midwest?
You asked that already. Stop using the same joke.
Well, what if you can get pizza for life? Wow, call that.
I take it.
So one Sarasota pizza shop is offering that very deal, pizza for life. But of course, there's a little bit of a catch here. So listen to this. You have to get, oh boy, the logo of the shop.
Oh dear.
Tattooed on your body. You can get it done anywhere, and you can get it done any size, but keep in mind you will have to show the ink every time you order to get a free slice per day. So you want to keep it in a place, I guess, that you don't mind showing off when you want a piece of pizza. That's not all, though. The pizza place will actually pay for the tattoo.
I mean, we're talking about some free food here.
I mean, come on. Would you?
Just put it like in a little discreet location. Be like, all right, here you go.
I'm sorry.
Num 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 num.
I like pizza. I don't like pizza that much.
With a side of ranch.
With a side of ranch, always.
Oh, that's interesting. Very
Interesting is a good
unique
word
way
for it.
of marketing.
There you go.
They knew what they were doing.
We'll see if anyone takes him up on that offer.
Leaves for a second.
In the meantime, you can get today with a side of sunshine.
Oh, and lots of ranch too. Check out these afternoon highs. We're going to go for 77. Look at our normal. It should be 82. I'm not complaining. I know no one else is complaining out there for your Easter Sunday as well. Tomorrow, yeah, we'll get back in the 80s. But really over the next couple of mornings, it's going to be nice, dry, cool, crisp. The next couple of afternoons, we gradually warm up. Not a raindrop in sight until the very end of the week.
A nice day. I like that.
So
Plain and simple. It is
so
just
beautiful.
a nice day. Well,
Exclamation
with
mark.
an exclamation
Don't forget
point. We are coming to the close of our first hour here, but a whole nother hour of Bright Side Weekend coming your way next. On the flip side, stay with us.